Have you ever imagined spending $15,000 on a whole home generator, only to watch it shut itself off a few hours into the very storm you bought it for? It sounds unbelievable, but it happens more often than most homeowners realize. After 6 hours of running, an error code appears, the power goes out, and suddenly, the expensive backup system you trusted is no better than the blackout itself. Most people assume it was bad luck, a faulty installation, or a defective generator. But what if the real problem started long before the storm, during the sales presentation? For many homeowners, buying a standby generator is an emotional decision. Maybe they lived through an ice storm, a hurricane, or a week-long power outage. They watched food spoil, lost heating or air conditioning, or relied on extension cords from a neighbor's house just to keep the lights on. After experiencing that once, they promise themselves it will never happen again. So they visit a dealer, hear phrases like professional grade, whole home coverage, and automatic backup, and confidently write a check for thousands of dollars. The prices certainly make these systems sound premium. A Generac Guardian 22 kW typically costs between $5,000 and $6,500 for the generator alone, while a fully installed system often reaches $12,000 to $16,000. A Kohler 20 RES sits in a similar range, with installed costs commonly between $13,000 and $17,000. Briggs & Stratton's Power Protect 26 kW, Cummins RS20A, and the Honeywell 22 kW by Generac all fall into roughly the same price category. Most buyers naturally assume that paying this much means they're purchasing equipment built to commercial standards. Unfortunately, that's the first misunderstanding the industry often allows customers to make. Here's the uncomfortable truth. When manufacturers or dealers describe many residential standby generators as professional grade, they're usually not comparing them to true commercial generators. Instead, they're comparing them to portable consumer generators sold at hardware stores. That's a very different comparison. Take Generac as an example. The popular Guardian series is marketed as a professional standby solution for homeowners, but Generac also builds the Protector series, which is their genuine commercial-grade product line. These machines are built with different engineering standards, heavier-duty components, stronger alternators, improved cooling systems, and much higher duty cycle ratings. Yet many buyers never hear about the Protector during the sales process. Instead, they're left believing the Guardian already represents the company's highest level of engineering. That's a huge distinction because the two product lines are designed for very different purposes. To be fair, the Guardian isn't a bad generator. It uses Generac's dedicated OV engine, designed specifically for standby operation instead of adapting an automotive engine. That's a legitimate engineering advantage. But it's still part of Generac's residential lineup, not its commercial lineup. Calling it professional grade without explaining the difference creates an expectation the machine wasn't necessarily designed to meet. The same type of marketing appears across the industry. Briggs & Stratton heavily promotes the Power Protect 26 kW by emphasizing its larger power rating. Bigger numbers naturally sound better. After all, 26 kilowatts sounds far more capable than 20 or 22. But there's an important detail that advertisements rarely explain. Running wattage isn't the whole story. A generator's running capacity only tells you how much continuous power it can produce. During a real outage, your home's biggest electrical loads don't start one at a time. Your air conditioner, well pump, refrigerator, freezer, and electric water heater can all cycle on within seconds of each other. When electric motors start, they often require 3 to 5 times their normal running power for a brief moment. That surge demand is what challenges a generator. If the generator or transfer switch can't smoothly manage those startup loads, voltage can dip, frequency can fluctuate, and the controller may trigger protective shutdowns or fault codes. Ironically, the generator itself might still be mechanically capable of running, but the electrical system protecting it decides something isn't right and shuts everything down. Many independent electricians who repair these systems, not dealers selling them, say they regularly encounter exactly these situations after major storms. One reason is that buyers are usually focused on the biggest number printed in the brochure, kilowatts. But professionals know there are several specifications that matter far more. Starting capacity determines whether the generator can handle large motors switching on at the same time. Transfer switch ratings determine whether the electrical system can safely manage sudden load changes. Alternator quality affects voltage stability, especially when loads constantly change during an outage. Cooling system design determines how well the generator handles long periods of continuous operation. Finally, duty cycle tells you how the manufacturer actually expects the machine to be used. These specifications rarely appear in bold print on the first page of a brochure, yet they often determine whether your expensive backup system performs flawlessly or struggles under real-world conditions. Another phrase that deserves a closer look is whole home coverage. It sounds like a technical guarantee, but it's really a marketing term. Take the Cummins RS-20A, a 20 kW standby generator often advertised for homes up to 2,000 square feet. That recommendation is based on average power usage, not what happens when your furnace, well pump, refrigerator, and water heater all start at the same time during a real outage. Those simultaneous surge loads can push a generator beyond what it was realistically designed to handle, even if your normal daily usage looks fine on paper. The same idea applies to Kohler's 20 REs. Kohler has a strong reputation in industrial equipment, and its Command Pro engine is well respected. But the 20 RES is still a residential, air-cooled standby generator. Like its competitors, warranty coverage depends on proper installation, scheduled maintenance, and documented service records. A trusted brand name doesn't automatically mean stronger warranty protection. Then, there's the Honeywell 22 kW generator. Many buyers believe they're choosing a different manufacturer than Generac, but it's actually built on the same Generac Guardian platform, with nearly identical components, warranty terms, and dealer support. The Honeywell name adds familiarity, but it doesn't mean you're getting different engineering. Warranties deserve just as much attention. Most residential generators advertise 5-year limited coverage, but that protection often depends on certified installation, documented maintenance, and strict service schedules. Miss a requirement, and your claim could become much harder to approve. None of this means these generators are bad products. Many work exactly as intended. The problem is expecting a residential standby generator to deliver commercial-grade performance simply because the marketing makes it sound that way. So, what should you actually buy? It depends on how you lose power. If outages only happen a few times a year and usually last less than 2 days, a quality portable generator like the Honda EU7000I's, priced around $4,000 to $4,500, may be the smarter choice. It delivers clean, reliable power for sensitive electronics without requiring a $15,000 installation or expensive service contracts. It won't run every appliance at once or switch on automatically, but for many homeowners it's more than enough. However, if you rely on medical equipment, a well pump, or live in an area with frequent multi-day outages, a true commercial standby generator like the Generac Protector series may justify its higher cost. Unlike most residential models, it's built for longer run times, heavier loads, and better voltage stability. Before you sign any contract, ask for your home's starting watt calculation, not just running watts. Verify the transfer switch rating, ask about the engine, alternator, and duty cycle rating, and read the full warranty exclusions. The biggest lie isn't that residential generators are bad. It's that the term professional grade often makes buyers believe they're getting commercial level equipment when they're not. Knowing that difference could save you thousands of dollars and a lot of frustration during the next major outage. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more honest breakdowns like this. Thanks for watching.